it seems that every week this thing, the stuff that you have to do to get on the air or whatever it is, seems to change, which leads to what it's okay probably if you're one of those people who sit back and do an hour or two of show prep and go through all of the, well, you hit this button, you hit that button. But if you're one of those people like me that you used to slide in under the tag and turn it on and get ready to go,
What are you doing?
it can be a bit disconcerting because all of a sudden the thing that you hit yesterday to make
it's
it
not
happen
even there. Not even there.
is here or there or somewhere else. I don't particularly like that. So, but listen, our problems aren't a lot compared to what most people are going through these days. If, in case you're wondering what the heck this is that has invaded your computer or your radio or your television set or whatever it is that you watch us on, he's Mikey. I'm Vinnie. Together we're Mikey and Vinnie. Michael Knight in New York. Vinnie. We've been doing this for 30 years. I don't know, is it 30 years?
What are you going to do? It's a fact. But I did something this weekend that I haven't done in a while. My grandson, Bo Mush's team, the Phillies, were in the championship game with the Brewers. And they wanted someone to do the field announcements, the PA guy. I've never done that in my life. I've never said on a microphone, now batting, number 99, New York Vinnie.
Really?
And they pulled me in to do that, and I had a ball. I had great fun doing it.
Very cool.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, and the names weren't too difficult. I managed to get them all out. We had a few. I was looking for my script. I don't have it anyway. It was a ball.
Did you have any difficult names that you had to kind of get through?
I was just looking for my script. I didn't see it. Yeah, there were a couple. There were a couple that were fun, but we got them figured out.
Good.
And we had Enzo Rossi. I knew you were going to like his name, the kid. Enzo Rossi was on the team. I thought that was a good baseball name.
Enzo Rossi. I like that name. That is that's a nice name. Enzo Rossi. It's not Enzo Stuardi.
No.
And it's not Enzo Pinza.
No.
One of the other Enzos I can think of. Nice, clean. Enzo, as you probably know, is the kind of the Italian equivalent of Vinnie.
Really?
Well, yeah, it's the shortened version of Vincenzo. So Vinnie obviously is the shortened version of Vincent, and Enzo is the shortened version of Vincent. So the kid's name is actually Vinnie. So right on, Michael.
It was a fun day. Parents were really into it, and that was exciting. We had the two little teams come out and line up with the manager, the coaches, and the kids on first and third base. World Series style. It was cool.
You enjoyed, I take it, just the whole scene of kind of being, the person that, was there any nervousness about getting the names right or anything? Because,
parents absolutely.
Parents can be cruel if you don't get their kid's name right.
Oh, right. Yeah, there were concerns, and there was some tension, but it was good tension.
Good, good. What was well, I don't want you to blow the kid's name or anything, but and you say that there was a couple that were tough, but that's good. That's good that you got a chance to do that. I would jump at the chance to do that.
Oh yeah, of course you would.
Yeah, it's a cool thing. I mean, I've done it, a couple of times for the Rainiers down in Tacoma, and once for the Aqua Sox, I believe. Yeah, once for the Aqua Sox, and I just always it's just it's a cool thing,
Very fun.
but it's also with the kids much more than the major leaguers. The kids' parents they get kind of bent out of shape if you don't get their kid's name right.
Let's just say that that's the case, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, I mean it's yeah, but they also have to understand that you're a fill-in. You're not the regular announcer who probably, I would think, sits up for hours trying to get those names right and has them all phoneticized and
Well, for the regular season, there's no game announcer. Just play ball.
Just play ball, but this is a playoff, obviously. Not a playoff, but a
championship game.
Championship game.
They actually had bunting.
They had bunting?
Yeah, they had bunting on the field. It was nice. And large.
Oh.
Red, white, and blue. Not bunting with the bat and the ball. And no pepper.
Sorry, it took me a second. I'm saying, wow, what, it changed the rules to let the kids bunt? Because then I could see you standing out at third base going. Oh, man.
I'm Salty Parker at third base.
As you should be. Who came out as the victor in this game?
The Brewers won.
Which is your team is the Phillies, right?
My Phillies lost.
But was there a valuable lesson learned in?
Hit the damn ball. That's the lesson we all learn in baseball. How did your game come out? Well, it's a good game and we had a good showing, but we were a little short on the runs scored.
Well, that's going to happen. I mean, unfortunately, that's
these are 6 and under kids, so
yeah.
Sometimes that throw to third base is a little errant.
What do they say? The ball had a tail on it. Yeah. So happened that the tail was 2 blocks away.
The tail was wagging the ball.
Well, that's good because I'm thinking that the kids had fun.
They had fun. They had a big party afterwards. They got awards and rings. They got rings. These kids are crazy, and it was fun.
Did they give the staff announcer a ring?
I got a hearty hand clasp.
Well, Michael, this is something that I always say: you're never too advanced in years to add something to your resume.
And that's a first for me.
Yeah. You see, you go down and you add it onto your resume, and you never know who, what, how, where. All of a sudden, your services may be needed again to perform that act. And
I will serve the league as it needs me.
Well, good. Well, I'm glad that I'm glad that you were able to experience that and to again come up with something new. You think, oh crap, I've done everything there is to do in broadcasting, or I've done
But
everything,
no,
and there you go. You get to add something to the sheet of accomplishments.
and
How
you,
was it? How was it for your young nephew to hear you? Did he say anything as
yes,
the game
afterwards,
progressed?
after we were back home, we were having some snacks. He said, I still don't understand why you had to be the announcer.
Did you tell him that you worked less expensively than everybody else?
I said that the price had something to do with it. And the negotiations were brief and one sided. And I don't know why that questioned him. He said, why does the Commodore have to announce everybody? I don't get it. And it was the only game of the season that we had a PA announcer, so maybe that's what threw him off. But he got a couple hits, and he comported himself very well at first base. So can't complain. You can't. And there was no crying afterwards. The kids did not go to that emotional corner. They were all in good spirits afterwards, win or lose. And that was welcoming. That was good to see that they got to enjoy the season being celebrated, that they were excited about playing the last game, that they were on the championship team, and came close to winning it all.
Wow. Well, I'm sure that was just a thrill for you. Probably more of a thrill for you than
than even for him.
than the kids. Yeah.
Afterwards, we went back to Kailani and Steve's house, and Bo put on this baseball film called Sandlot. Have you ever heard of it? It's a kid's film.
Yeah.
He's explaining the whole thing and how the kid can't play ball and he learns how and he gets better. And then at the end, he becomes the announcer for the Dodgers. The kid that gets him on the team plays for the Dodgers. And the kid who had difficulty in picking up the ground ball and didn't know how to throw from the outfield becomes the play-by-play radio announcer for the Dodgers. So it's a great payoff.
Wow.
And he was explaining the whole thing, how he couldn't play and he got better and he got better. And then they get older and they keep playing ball and how their lives change because of baseball.
Well, it's a very true story. I mean, how many of us lives have changed because of baseball?
Sure.
Because we've one way or another become involved or learned or picked up or just decided to become a part of the whole mechanism that is a baseball game, and kind of get caught up in it and engulfed in it. Next thing you know, you develop this love of the game. You're standing in the middle of it, of something that, maybe before that game you had no idea what the heck was going on. But as it slowly progressed and you became more interested, things went along and you wound up at the end of the day knowing something or learning something or feeling something or being emotionally tied up into something that you felt better about. Very cool, Michael. I think I'm proud of you that you got a chance to do that, and proud of you that hopefully I'm proud that you're that the young man got a chance to see his the Commodore in action.
And the Commodore got to see his grandson in action playing ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
And he's a player. He's a hitter. He's involved in getting better, and he's got confidence. And from before he even tried out for baseball the first time and got on his first team last year, in the backyard, you could see he could hit. He just was able to move the bat, swing the bat, launch the ball. He had an upward swing. It was to see that translate and transform into using it in the game and actually hitting in real time is exciting.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the whole scene, the pride, the watching your grandson over this period of time from, I'm sure this came up at some point in your mind where this kid couldn't pick up a bat to save his life, a year ago or 2 years ago, and now look at him. He's hitting, spraying the ball all over the place, and he gets in there and he looks like an accomplished hitter. He looks like he knows what he's doing.
Look, as my father would say, he looks like a ball player. That kid looks like a ball player. And it's a great compliment to make to a kid who stands out from the others in certain aspects. And one of them being when he stands there, when he plays first base, when he picks up a ground ball or gets a hit, he looks like a ball player. And that's a compliment that can't be underestimated.
Yeah. Awesome. That's excellent. Now, if we could only get some major leaguers to look at it in that sense.
This is another example of what happens in baseball. The Giants traded their catcher, Bailey, to the Cleveland Commanders or Challengers or whatever they are, traffic demons.
Yeah, the sticky fritta.
Same thing, yeah. And they had great promise for this guy. He had 2 Golden Gloves back to back, but he's hitting 140, and it's not going to get any better. He's proven that he was not going to be a hitter, and he's not going to transform. And he's gone. And here comes Cisak, who's on the injured list, and a young kid named Jesus Rodriguez. And Jesus wins the game on yesterday with a walk-off hit. And it just shows you the game is difficult sometimes, and it's complicated sometimes, and it's intricate sometimes, but it gets simple when you try to explain to somebody how we're going to win this game. Well, if you don't hit that ball, we're not going to win this game. That's the first thing you got to know. You have to hit the ball for us to win. To be on this team, you got to bat and you got to hit. And when Jesus Rodriguez comes up to the Giants, he's in the show for the first time. He hits the ball. He wins the game. He takes his position behind the plate and becomes part of a winning team. And that's so exciting to see because that was his challenge. You made it to the show. What are you going to do when you get to the show? They're pitching to you. Are you going to hit it or not? Here comes the pitch. Are you going to make a hit, or are you going to strike out? Are we going to go to extra innings, or are we going to win this damn game? It's up to you, Jesus. And it doesn't matter that you're a rookie. Your time has come. You have to hold the bat. You have to stand in the box. You have to make good on your promise. And it's fascinating how simple the game becomes when you get into those straits. Hit it or we lose. Hit the damn ball or we're done for. And that was pretty exciting to see. I can only imagine how excited his family was and those that supported him all the way through Little League when he was playing for the under 16 and showing promise. That kid, Jesus Rodriguez, he can hit. Looks like he's going to be a ball player. Well, now he is a ball player, but all the pieces still have to come together. And as fans of the Mariners and the Mets and the Giants know, it doesn't always work that way.
Right.
And it's renewing that the game becomes simple again with all the intricacies and all the elements of the game that make it more difficult, that make it more complicated. They fade away when it comes down to you got to get a hit. And that's a good lesson for the Giants and for people who love baseball.
Yeah. I mean, it really is a simple. It, it's a game that we tend to overcomplicate when uh, our minds tend to overcomplicate the game. The game really isn't that complicated. You swing the bat, you hit the ball, you try to find that ball, tries to find a hole or go over somebody's head, and give you an opportunity to reach base.
And you got to go because speed is part of this game.
Yeah,
That's the funny thing about the infield, little pounder to third base, 2 bounces. But if there's a fast man at the bat, it changes everything. Before the ball even gets to the third baseman, in his head, he's going, that's a fast guy. I've got to make this play. I've got to be quick. I got to throw hard. I've got to be accurate. All that going through your head in a minute. Why? Because the batter was fast, a fast man whose speed was part of his ability to play the game. And it changes it, the little bounce to the third, which is you're out. You're done for. He's going to get you. There's no way you're going to make it. Changes entirely when speed is added to the factor. And it's not a given. It's 2 bounces to third, but what now? How close is it going to be? Who's the faster man? Who's got the arm? Who's got the speed? Who's got the angle on the base? And is the first baseman there? Is he slow on the get-go? Is he at the bag? Can the third baseman throw the ball, or does he have to wait for the first baseman to get there? All those little elements change a bounce to the third into a possible infield hit.
it's the little pebble.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I mean, you can't believe sometimes how that little pebble can affect your life, how that little pebble can affect your perspective, everything that you have. Um, sometimes it's not your fault at all. Sometimes it's the gods. Sometimes it's the willingness. Sometimes it can be uh, an unfortunate circumstance that you have nothing to do with.
The baseball gods, one of the things they'll tell you in baseball, and it's true, is that if you're the guy in the seventh inning that's taken over in left field, you can bet your paycheck that ball's coming to you. You're fresh, you haven't played, you've been on the bench, that ball's going to find you. It's coming down the line, high in the air, right for your Adam's apple. You name it, it'll find you. It'll go there, and you better be ready. It's coming for you. That's the baseball gods at work.
Yeah, and listen, therein lies the fun of the game. I mean, it may not seem fun at the moment if you muff it, but the reality is those little things are is all part of this aggregate of things that are going on the field, on the ground, in the dirt, in the pebbles, that give you an opportunity to, for your life to change like that. And it's such a beautiful metaphor for everything, because our lives can change like that.
That's why Donald Trump is not a ball player. Never played the game, can't play the game, can't pick up a ground ball, can't hit it, can't field, can't sit on the bench, can't put on the uniform and look like a ball player. He's the opposite of that.
Yeah, unfortunately, he does have a as we all do. I'm not just going to blame it on Donald Trump. I'm just going to say that we all have those things that either go with us some days or go against us some days, and it doesn't always turn out your way. So I'm glad that, and I'm glad you got a chance to have a more active part in it than just sitting there and watching it. That you got a chance to be a little bit of a little bit more than just watching it and saying, "Oh crap," damn it. You got a chance to be a bit more of it. So, congratulations. That had to be a thrilling. It was a thrilling afternoon for you.
It was good, and all the parents were there. It was a big turnout. Good to see.
Do they have the rules in your league about the participation of parents where the kids have to be quiet, not be quiet, but they have to adhere to certain decorum and different rules of you have to uh, show a certain amount of feel that you keep your mouth shut no matter what happens. You just kind of
They probably do
remain
have those.
calm.
They do have those rules. I didn't see it. I saw the whole season, and I didn't see any incident, not one, where parents were involved in arguing a play with the umps or anything like that. Never. Now these are 6 and under kids. Maybe if they were 12 and under, or if they were 16 years old, what would we see? I don't really know. But no displays of temper or disappointment or parents getting involved did we see.
Right. Good for
And no kids stomping off and
good
having a temper tantrum.
Because we lose so many times these days that element of sportsmanship.
Yeah.
It's hard. And listen, it's hard for adults to control themselves. It's hard for kids to control themselves sometimes. To be able to, keep the game in a perspective where it's enjoyed, as opposed to everybody gets bent out of shape about things that go on. So that's a nice. It's nice to hear.
Not everybody can be like Earl Weaver, who always kept his opinions to himself.
Well,
Earl never had anything
in that respect.
Yeah, Earl was calm and collected and even-tempered. Never one to get upset about a call.
Yeah, I mean, time and time again, there were people who came up to, who stood there and said, "Listen, young men, we must remain calm. We must be able to control ourselves. We must be able to say that there are bigger things than the game. That we must be able to keep ourselves, control ourselves in a way that lets us show that no matter what's going on in the game, we're able to control ourselves and to keep ourselves, conduct ourselves in a way that says that we acknowledge that the game is
bigger than the individual."
Yeah. We're calm. We're gentlemen. We're happy, go lucky gentlemen who are willing to play the game, even though we may not agree with the results of a call or results of a concept, the misgivings of maybe one or two or three different outcomes of a play, that we still agree with the umpire, that we agree with the people that are calling the game, that we agree with the rules that have been set out in front of us, and we accept those judgments, even though we may not agree with them. We still accept them because that's how life is. We have to sometimes agree.
I always wondered if Casey Stengel would go out to discuss a call. Would he talk in Stengelese so that the umpire had no bloody idea what he was saying? Does he agree with me? Is he arguing with me? What's he saying? What does it mean? Casey, what did you say? I always thought that Casey had the advantage because he spoke his own language.
Yeah. Gee,
And there's nobody in the league like that now. There's not somebody who speaks Stingalese currently working in professional baseball as a manager.
what was the final score of the game?
It was 15-12, something like that. They have a 5-run rule. If you score 5 runs in an inning, the inning's over, and the other guys come to bat.
So this way, it doesn't get out of hand. Nobody gets,
Right.
Nobody gets embarrassed. It doesn't take the fun out of the game.
And they're not just batting around if no one can get an out.
Right, which at games at that level can happen.
Yes.
Unfortunately, more times than you see. Well, good, Michael. I'm glad that you.
Like the Giants lost this weekend to the Pirates 13-3, and nobody from the National League office called to say we're going to call this one. So let's see how it turns out. Giants might catch on fire. What the hell?
Were there parts where you felt that it might have been a better, a more comfortable outcome for you or somebody selling sodas? It would have made them feel a little bit better, would have given people more to converse about. It's just that's the way the cards kind of laid out.
Yeah, you let it go. That's one thing that baseball does teach you. When you win, you can't help but winning, and when you lose, there's nothing you can do about it. Brett Butler used to do the postgame show for the Giants a lot, and he always said, "We got to put this one behind us." And I said, "Brett, don't ever say that again. Maybe you are feeling good about this game, but I'm not. And I'm not ready to put it behind me either. I'm at a slow boil about how this game ended. And maybe you can put it behind you, but I can't."
How many of those games do you think that Brett, and I love Brett Butler, I thought great guy, great, great personality,
yeah,
gentlemanly guy. Used to be not to mention the fact that he was one of the great leadoff hitters in the history of the game, but he always seemed to bring something of a way he conducted himself on the field. I don't know how he did it, how he managed to do it.
He put mustard on his game. That's what he did.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He just had one of those. He was able to handle himself in a way that that just didn't make you feel like everything was getting out of hand all the time.
A leadoff hitter, he had power, he had speed and skill in center field. He was smart enough to be able to put a loss behind him when I couldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. Always admired him. Always just thought he was just a guy that you just always felt that whatever stone was in his shoe, he was going to be able to rub it out of the way,
play around it.
Yeah,
and he was teaching me something that the game teaches you, whether you do it willingly or reluctantly. It's easy to win, but you have to learn how to lose. And the game is such that somebody hitting 300 is one of your better players. That'll tell you right there what the game does to you, how it humbles you, how it refuses to let you get a hit every time at bat. And the individual player has to learn how to deal with the disappointment in the third inning so he can put it out of his mind and win the game in the seventh. You better learn that.
Yeah. 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 It's very true. It humbles you. I mean, it really does. There's just always been, as I've observed the game, it's a great equalizer of people. For whatever reason, it gives you that lesson. It brings that lesson to you that you need to accept certain facts, and you need to be the kind of person who can realize that the long term everything will even out.
And if you're playing shortstop and you're edging yourself toward third or toward second, and the ball goes right by you, if you had just moved 2 feet, you could have got it. That's not the point. Where are you going to play now? Now you got another batter, and he's going to do the same thing. Where are you going to play? Where's your position? Where are you station yourself to be best capable of getting that ball as it goes to the infield? And the game drives you nuts in that respect, because you'll play here and the boop, miss you by 2 feet. You play here, boop, by third base, down the line. Texas leaguer that nobody can touch. It drives you crazy in that respect.
He will certainly it'll just make you realize that that no matter how good you think you are, no matter how much you think that you can handle that particularly well hit ball, that particularly bad hit ball, that it had just a little bit of this on it or a little bit of that on it, it teaches you to calm down. Mm-hmm. That you're not going to get every one of those balls. And it doesn't matter whether you're what's going to happen. That these balls are going to sometimes, it's not always going to go your way.
That one had eyes.
Yeah, I always liked that one. Even from when I was a little, I forget who used to. Maybe it was Lindsey Nelson that used to say that a lot. When a ball would get through, when it would get under a player's glove, or just get by one little touch, be out of his reach. But that one certainly had he had that little bit of a southern accent too.
Yes, he did.
Yes, and it always just seemed to come up that one had eyes, and it could just a game of inches, and that was the half inch that didn't have it.
That's right.
Or something along those lines, and he certainly but guys like that used to teach you, used to show you that you don't win them all. You don't get them all. No matter what no matter what it was, you're going to have to accept some days that that it wasn't going to go your way.
And for these under 6 guys, they have a challenge for next year, because the next time they play, it's a pitcher throwing these balls and strikes. No more of this 5 runs and no more of this. You're not really at bat. You're just up here. Take a couple swings. If you don't get it, we'll put it on the tee and you can hit it. Nope, not anymore. They're going to be pitching.
Boy, that will.
And a 7-year-old pitcher is something to behold.
Oh yes. Ask any one of the kids that I hit.
They were dancing. Vinnie was on the mound, and those guys were dancing.
I fancied myself a a kid with a lot of control when I had virtually none. Well, it is amazing when you are a little league pitcher. And again, who remembers half of this stuff? But you go up there, and you probably watched enough baseball on television that you feel like you are a person who feels like you can have complete control of the ball. Like you can, just like Sandy Koufax, just like Bob Gibson, just like you name a pitcher, you can put that ball wherever you want it to go. How dare anybody even question the idea?
Such is the imagination of a 7-year-old pitcher.
Right? How does a parent or an umpire or another kid or anyone even come close to questioning your authority that you know where that ball is going to go? Wait a minute.
And these kids are going to try the curve and the slider and the screwball and the knuckleball. They're going to try all that stuff.
It really is. It's amazing to think that at that age you have the the confidence, the braggadocio. You have the everything in your mindset, your set of skills, that you have it all under control. That you know what's going to happen. It is it is quite amazing to me to for you to realize that you have a have the complete set of skills all etched in your mind of what you can do and what you can't do, what you'd like to feel like you can do. And
pretty soon you figure out why you wear the helmet when you're at the batting.
That's one of the first things that you come up with.
Why do we have to wear this helmet? Well, when you're out there for a couple of days, you'll see why.
Yeah. The first time that you hit somebody and all of a sudden you realize that, oh, yeah, well, geez, now I remember.
It got me right in the back. What good is his helmet?
You hear that? Thought you were an all-star pitcher at the tender age of 13. No, of 6.
Yeah.
No, you really think you're an all-star at 13?
Yeah. Yeah, proof.
Yeah, proof. You have all of these years. So, will young Bo now continue to play? Will he take a break for the rest of the summer, or how will that work?
They have an all-star league in the summer, so he's going to keep playing through the summer. And then in the fall, they have another league, and you can play all year long. And he plays for 2 teams. He has a travel team called the Strike Ones, and then a neighborhood team, the Phillies, in West Hills, out in the valley. The travel team plays as far away as Long Beach, Camarillo, Santa Clarita, and they're a little more competitive, a little more concentrating on the basics of the game and getting better, developing your skills. little more no nonsense. Let's win this game. Let's play ball.
Yeah.
Which, when you're 7, when the game starts, you're thinking, yeah, we're going to win. We're going to play ball. We're going to concentrate. But third inning,
Halfway through, it changes.
right?
Yeah. Halfway through the hot dog stuff. As soon as they get is the smell of the hot dogs, or the Domino's place delivers the pizza.
Too early. Don't bring that pizza on the field, dude. They're still playing. My God, you don't know what you've done.
I remember when we played when we were playing with the Silk Sox Boys Club, which was the name of our league, and they would bring pizza, whatever time it was, halfway during the game. They had to don't take it out of the car.
Yeah, right.
You'll ruin the whole thing.
There'll be no turning back. We'll never gain control.
You have to, and I mean, I remember this golden rule from years ago is once that smell of the food hit the hit the hit the diamond, it was all over, man.
Yeah,
everybody would.
The kids revert.
Well, it's funny. I remember a game where Larry, we'll call this kid Larry, worked his way down the bench and toward the pizza.
He found a way.
He had a will, and he had a way. And, by the 4th inning or whatever it was, he had his mind set on he was going to get to that pizza. And he made it there.
That's Larry for you.
That's Larry. Larry wasn't dicking around. And, and I always remember because Larry's dad was also the assistant scoutmaster of our team.
He had some experience taking care of our kids.
Yeah. Many, we had a group of kids that, we tended to do a lot of the things, the Little League, the Boy Scouts, the different activities of the kids that age would all be performed in the same group of people.
Right.
And and Larry was he was a kid that liked his food. Can't blame him.
Can't blame him. He's not the only guy who loves pizza.
Was not the only guy that loved pizza. Boom, boom, boom. And he got to that pizza, man. And after that, the pizza was kept under lock and key.
They learned their lesson. The adults
no matter where you had to park the car, half a block away, Mrs. White would have to take the car and go park it half a block away.
We know the pizza's here. We don't know where it is, but we know the pizza is here.
We know the pizza's around the neighborhood. There's a slight tint of it in the air.
Yeah.
But it's not coming out until this game is officially in the books, and that's it. That's all.
Concentrate on the game, boys. Concentrate on your at bat.
Yeah, I never understood why they ever broke it out the first time.
Yeah.
When they did. It seemed to be like, oh, geez,
you know better.
What are you doing here? Because and listen, Larry was not the only one guilty. No. And I remember the pizza place. It was a Joey D's Pizza. I think it was Joey D's. That place was a good pizzeria. It was like a real Italian pizzeria. So there was no, kind of
There was
Oh,
reason to be happy about the arrival of the pizza. This was good pizza.
exactly. So it wasn't like you were in a situation where, geez, poor Larry is going to, we're going to tank this game because of a crap, $2.50 pizza crust. No, it was good pizza, and he got to it. And as soon as, but c'est la vie. They're kids. We were kids. See, that's the great thing.
What was the name of
When
your
you're that
team?
age, Michael.
What was the name of your team?
That was the Silk Sox Braves. That was the that was the great thing about that. You just food had these times when it just overtook everything else, whatever
Sure.
it was. We had it. We had the ice cream guy was there, and I don't know why they even had these guys coming up to the thing before the game was over. Anyway, there probably should have been a ban on any kind of food,
Right.
Prior to the end of the game, because there was always people, sneaking off or taking off or doing this or doing that. There was always something going on. I mean, we were 13-year-old kids. We had no willpower.
And who has willpower on the major league teams today? We got bubblegum in the dugout. We got sunflower seeds in the dugout. We got knickknacks or cupcakes in the dugout. You guys can't have any till the game's over. That's not going to work.
Yeah. I mean,
I want 4 pieces of bubblegum right now. 4 pieces. It's got to be 4 so I can chew through the game, so I can concentrate on my chew. I can develop my jaw, get it over here, and so it stays fresh.
right. I mean, they weren't going to, they were going to go through 4 or 5 of those bags of big league chew anyway.
Yeah.
Right. That vile stuff that they used to mix up with the tobacco and the bubble gum and mix it all together anyway. So
I personally would go for the salted peanuts, and that's it. Sunflower seeds, okay, I understand that, but I prefer the peanut.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is how the human desire works. It'll happen to you later in life with all sorts of different addictions and all sorts of different things that you desire. You're lucky. Now it's only chew, chaw, whatever it is, especially if you're from the South, chew or chaw. But, at some point, you're going to have to deal with it. Oh, man. To be that age again, I mean, I guess, I wonder, I mean, because they probably do make it harder on kids today to make them control some of their desires or addictions or different things that they come.
Distractions.
Yeah, distractions, the things that they do come for the kids, make it a little rougher.
Well, it's hard to teach staying alert, being ready at your position. That's probably one of the elements that I see. The development of the 7-year-old brain is in one spot, but the demands of the game are in another. And staying alert in the field is something that you have to learn, and it doesn't come the first time out. The the kid who can stay alert and feel their position has got it hands over the rest of them, because the rest of them are coming in and out of consciousness. You can see it on the field. You can see it at bat when the guy comes up to bat and he's looking at the catcher. What are you looking at the catcher for? You're in the box. You're in the box. Pay attention to the pitcher.
It's that circling. When the kid is at bat, he's circling the batter's box.
Yeah.
You know, and you can tell it the attention span. I mean, you can almost watch it progress as the time goes on. You know, you can almost see the kid like go from, he can watch it for a minute or so, and the more the kid the at bat goes on, or the session goes on, you can see the kid deteriorate.
Yeah. lose interest in his at bat.
Yeah, I don't really care here. I now realize that I want this tomato sauce on that pizza,
and I'd like to taste it now.
And I want it now.
So you want to finish your bat, or you want the pizza? I'll take the pizza. Well, I was hoping you'd say you'd finish your bat, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Now we have somebody, Michael, this morning that is dropping us a line from Norway. So Willard is with us from Norway. Good morning, Willard.
Good morning, Norway. Thanks for being here today.
Yes, thank you for listening in.
We send you salutations from the west coast of the United States. Vinnie's in Washington. I'm in California. You're in Norway. We got 3 spots in the map covered.
And covered well.
Yeah.
Interesting in the fact too that
you can be our Norwegian correspondent.
Well, you know, hang on one second. I hear screeching tires and police sirens outside.
Oh, good. Little action.
So yeah, maybe there's a little action going on. This has become, over the past few nights, it seems like this has become the hot corner for, I don't want to say criminal activity, but certainly the neighborhood has become livened up a little bit.
More boisterous than it used to be.
Yeah, it used to be kind of quiet and relaxed and mellow, to now becoming a neighborhood that
and more active.
Yeah, where people seem to get a little bit more excited about what's going on in the neighborhood. That had been like that as I remember it. Then again, a lot of times at night I'm sleeping, so I don't.
And you take it when you can. There's some nights you can't sleep, and I know what that's like.
Yeah, you get that kind of, you know, once I go to sleep, please don't bother me unless there's something going on.
Or if our correspondent from Norway wants to get through with a word, take that message.
Yeah, take that message, please. Quiet. Quiet. Keep it quiet. Are you starting to get rocked out about the World Cup at all? I mean, it seems to be the next. Well, I guess the NBA stuff is going on and starting to get a little bit of a buzz around it. But I guess
Wimby got kicked out of the game yesterday. Wimbyana, the 7'4" star for the San Antonio Spurs, got thrown out of the game for. Imagine what it would be like to stand next to a guy who's 7'4" and he does one of these, gets you with the elbow right in the neck, and that's what happened last night in the playoff with the Timberwolves, who won. I think it was 114 to 109. And Wimbiana got ejected for using his elbows in an offensive means to clear the area around him.
Well, there's a certain part that you got to, you have to assert yourself, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you want to have that space that's yours, and having not seen the game, I didn't, didn't. I can't make a judgment on it, but this is the time of year where it gets intensified.
You can see, check out ESPN, check the highlights from last night's game. You can see the action. And one thing that'll definitely change to the next time they play is they're going to, if you're standing next to Wimby when he's coming down with a ball, you will give him a little extra room, because you saw what happened when you stand too close as he's freeing the ball from his competition. One of those elbows will come right by your neck, and you respect his positioning. Definitely. It may have cost him the game, but it could affect the outcome in another way because of that.
Yeah.
Offensive.
Well, that's I'm always a big fan of clearing the area. I'm always a guy that thinks that if you got the prowess,
clear that area.
You don't do it in a way that permanently hurts somebody. You don't break somebody's neck or something like that.
Right.
Trying to clear that area. That there's what's a little harm in that?
And we saw Charles Barkley during his playing days, and one thing that drove people crazy who didn't like him and renewed their love for him, for those who were fans of Barkley and the Suns in those days, was he would back into a situation and he was unstoppable. He was uncurable. He was you couldn't detain him. You couldn't dissuade him. You couldn't take away his energy. You couldn't take away his resolve. He was not the tallest guy. He was not the biggest guy. He was not the fastest guy, but he was the most damn persistent son of a bitch on the field. There was nobody who played with his dedication to ball control and turning nothing into something. And it would drive you crazy because you knew what he was going to do. He was going to back into the play, and no power on earth could stop him.
Well, he wasn't going to give you anything. He wasn't a player that was known. He was a player that was known for that he felt that he had his area, that he deserved. It was his right. It was his divine right. It was his God-given right to take that area, and he wasn't really going to let anybody take that area from him. And he built a career on it.
He had the ball, and he was going to figure out a way to put it up.
Right, and a broadcasting career. I mean, I think it's one of the things that made him besides his physical attributes, but that also made him a great player, is that he got into your head.
Yeah.
You know, when you were playing against him, he made it a piece of his
arsenal,
of his game, that he was going to make sure that you were going to be paying attention to him in every shape, manner, or form.
You better know where he is.
Yep. And that's the way he played. And that's why he was was always in my estimation. Now, you might not have liked him for certain reasons, but
remember we had Barkley Sucks t-shirts printed up.
Yeah.
For all the good it did us.
But he brought his type of play he trademarked this type of play.
Yeah.
And wouldn't let you feel like he was going to get anything on you, or that you were going to get it. I should turn that around. You were going to get anything on him. He was the master of that box out. You know, that way he could just move you off the ball in the direction that he wanted to do.
You want to go that way? I want to go this way. Come with me. You can't stop me. You might as well just come with me because we're going.
Yeah, come with me. And see, there are guys. One of the sad byproducts of the Sonics and their disappearance from the league is that I just don't think that basketball is the same anymore without Sir Charles in the league as he used to be. That there were guys that were like that, and they weren't animals. They weren't jerks. They were. They just had a certain style of playing, and
tenacious.
Yeah, and I don't know. Do you see? I mean, you watch it more than I do now. Do you see? It seems to have gone the way of the high hard one in baseball, or the.
Well, there's still some guys who, by force of their own nature, play the game, and they're not rookies. These are guys who've been in the league for a while, and Draymond Green comes to mind, who's a force of nature, is a force of will, not the best, not the fastest, just absolutely will not give up.
Yeah.
And that means dropping his gloves right now. He'll fight you in midcourt anytime in the game, any time of the week, any time of the month, any time of the playoffs, any time of day. If you want to start something, he would be right there to make sure that he finishes it. Under no circumstances will he retreat or surrender.
Right. And he marks his territory. He's going to get his territory, and if you want to take it away from him, you're going to pay a price for that.
Some guys do it with outwardly. Some guys like what's a good example? Lou Gehrig was not an outgoing guy, quiet, but he showed you with his play and the way he showed up at bat, at first base, whatever the case may be. He was there to beat you. He was there to win the play. He was there to win the challenge. And there was no doubt in anybody's mind that a ground ball to first base was going to be dealt with, that a close play at first base was going to be dealt with, that a full count at the home plate when he's at bat was going to be an interesting watch. Keep your eye on this kid. That Gehrig guy knows how to pick one out and hit it.
Yeah.
Not now, not tomorrow, but every time he's up, every time he's involved. He just brought his Gehrig nature. And it wasn't loud, but it was demonstrative. But some guys were loud. Some guys were more outgoing, and couldn't be silenced, couldn't be quieted. No, don't get the umpire mad. Don't get the other team riled up. Yeah, I think I will. I think I will get them riled up. Pete Rose type players, pugnacious.
Pete Rose type players, yeah.
There aren't a lot of them.
It does madden you sometimes that you see players like that could have been so much. I don't know. You're almost at a loss because we don't get it's almost like we were taken a piece of what they did was taken away from us because of their selfishness.
Yeah. inability to judge the situation.
Yeah, yeah,
There's an interesting thing going on right now. I don't know how long it's going to go on, but the Phillies had a terrible start to the year. They fired their coach, and Don Mattingly became the manager.
right.
And the first day he was the manager, the way he sat in the dugout and presented the lineup card was different from the other guy. It had to be his experience and his time in the league and his time as a manager of teams with the Yankees, with the Marlins, now with the Phillies. And they're marveling, those who watch the game and the people who do ESPN every night are marveling at the fact that the Phillies changed immediately, and the demeanor on the team, the demeanor on the bench, the way they acted and interacted, and the way the manager ran the team changed. And it was Donnie Baseball doing nothing, being himself, leading by example, being the quiet captain of the team. And it's fascinating that translated immediately to the Phillies, and it changed their attitude, and it changed their production, and it changed their time on the field. It changed the way they looked at each other and at their responsibility to the team. And I thought that was the most fascinating, unwritten, unexplainable element of the game. What changed? Well, we changed our manager. And what did he do? Don Mattingly just sat there and gave him the lineup card and said, "You're batting third. And we're starting the kid at shortstop tonight. We're going to give him a shot. He's earned his shot." And nobody questions it. They just like Mattingly said, "This is the way it's going. Donnie Baseball wants it this way." And they start taking responsibility for their time on the field and their time in the dugout and their time in prep with getting ready for the game. And it's a magical element to baseball that may not last very long, but it's going on right now, and the Phillies are readjusting and imagining the kind of year that they're going to have. And the Phillies are not a bad team. They got a lot of talent, but they stunk. They couldn't win for losing. And having a little Donnie Baseball on the field made a difference to them, to their own self-respect.
Speaking about baseball, do you know who is working at the Giants baseball stadium?
No.
Our good friend Lorraine Meyer.
What's she doing?
She is an usher.
Wow, I didn't know that.
She got a job. They put out a call for ushers a few weeks ago. I guess they ran short or started getting more people, that were more. They needed more people, and she went down. She took the test. She loves baseball.
Yeah,
and
she
she went down and wound up getting a gig.
You got to be a people person to be the usher.
Yeah, well, you got to be a people person. You got to know the game. I think
know the stadium
and I think it's a perfect job for her. I'm so
you're envious.
Psyched out that she's got this job. I mean, she knows baseball.
We should have her on and have her explain what her duties are and what she has to do.
Yeah, you know what? We should. I should give her a holler and get her on, because I can see it coming to a day where, because for those of you who may not know Lorraine, she's a petite. Would you call Lorraine petite?
Yes.
Yes. And sometimes the duties of a baseball usher, guard,
include a full Nelson or a half Nelson if you don't have time.
Right. Or a Barry Nelson if you have to get in there with one.
Or Nelson Riddle.
Or a Nelson Riddle. Yes, because Lorraine is a very musically inclined person. So she's got to get in there with a Nelson Riddle. She's going to get in there with a Nelson Riddle and boom, and take care of business. And boom. So congratulations to Lorraine.
Congratulations. Great job for a Giants fan.
Yeah, I mean that's it's funny because I always in some ways thought that my in my waning days of life that would be how I would go out. You show up at
As
the
an usher?
ballpark every day.
Yeah.
The only thing is you can't. I mean, it actually is work. You actually do have to go and pay attention
To the details of the job.
Yeah.
Well, Vinnie, we've had a long show today.
We have. What have we talked about?
Baseball.
That's a good. You know what? I'm a very big fan of having a long show where we talk about baseball.
Shall we do it again on Wednesday? Maybe I'll have more to say about the new All-Stars League and our first game. I don't know if I have a game this weekend or not. Maybe I do.
I think we should do that. We should meet up at 10:10 on
Wacky
Wednesday
Wednesday.
morning. If the Lord's willing, the creek don't rise. We'll do that, and it's good to see you back on back in the pink.
I'm in the pink.
In the pink. All right, Mikey. Peace, love, and Manischewitz, baby. See
What
you
a wine,
Wednesday.
baby. See you then.
All right.
A wacky
Bye-bye.
day.
Thank you all for listening and watching.
Thanks
our
to
show.
Norway. What's the guy's name in Norway?
Norway is Willard.
Thank you, Willard.
Thank you, Willard.
See you guys.
However they say goodbye in Norway. Goodbye in Norway.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Take care. Bye-bye now.